crazy day yesterday, no doubt about it. We're going to hear an interview that Brady Cook did with ESPN in just a moment. After an unbelievable day yesterday for Cook and the Missouri Tigers and their fans. Homecoming is a special day in Columbia, without question. They have claim to the first ever homecoming. They're the ones who originated it, as the story goes, and they celebrate it there in Columbia. Always has been a great tailgating scene in Columbia at Faurot Field. And sometimes tailgaters will kind of linger. Some people don't go into the game. My daughter told me she had some friends who went to Columbia to go hang out in the parking lot. Not everybody can get a ticket to go see the Auburn game. Well, what if you're tailgating and a car goes by driven by an athletic trainer and Brady Cook's riding in it in the middle of the game? You're like, huh? Is that the quarterback just now going through town, going through the tailgate? Where is he going? He was going to the hospital because Brady Cook injured his ankle in the first series of the ball game yesterday against Auburn, and the Tigers were in trouble. They put their backup, Drew Pine, in there, and they found themselves down in this game 3-0. It was 3-3, but they really stalled. And Cook, whose ankle was injured to the point where he had to get an MRI, was placed in a vehicle and taken to University Hospital. And if anyone's ever had an MRI, they put you in this tube and you sit there and you have no contact with the outside world. And so he had no contact with what was going on at Faurot Field. And you basically, because you are not allowed electronics, you have to sit there and wait for a while for the results, and you have nothing. You have you and walls and a ceiling. And that's basically what he had, except maybe a little update every once in a while from whoever accompanied him to the hospital, telling him what the score was. I'm sure he didn't like the score when he heard, when he came back to Faurot Field after the MRI, that they were down 17-3. But Brady Cook, the St. Louisan, the Chaminade product, the often criticized quarterback, I should add, not only in the beginning of last year, and then he turned everybody around then, he has done it again because he was criticized heavily after the Texas A&M game, and he did not have a good game, but neither did Missouri. They could not block to save their lives. They couldn't do anything right in that game, nothing. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't block. They couldn't tackle. They couldn't do anything. And they certainly couldn't protect Brady. So when he went 13 for 31, I thought he got unfair criticism, but I also saw a quarterback that didn't look 100%. He had acknowledged this last week that a lower body injury had hampered him a little bit. Well, here he goes with now an ankle injury, but he comes back to Faurot Field. Missouri is down 17-3, but he engineers drives. He immediately hits Theo Weiss for a 72-yard pass to get Missouri in position to score, and they do just that. They cross the goal line with a touchdown to make it a more interesting game, and the crowd is back into it. He hit Weiss for that big, big gainer, and then they were able to punch it in and get themselves an opportunity on a Marcus Carroll touchdown. Then late in the game, a dramatic drive, again, engineered by Brady Cook on his own 5. And he's not just throwing passes, and they're great passes, but he's scrambling on that ankle. I don't know what they did. They didn't talk about how they treated the ankle, but they did something that took the pain away momentarily. I don't know how he's going to feel today. By the way, we tried to get him on the show today, and we were told by Mizzou that he was getting treatment at this time. So we hope for the best and hope that everything is okay with Brady. But he looked yesterday like an absolute warrior. And he's running, he's scrambling, he's throwing, he's making plays. And it's a 95-yard, 17-play drive that ends in a touchdown into the hands of Jamal Roberts, a run with 46 seconds to go. Missouri takes the lead, and they win the game 21-17 over Auburn, a desperate team. They hand Auburn their 5th loss of the year. They're done. They have been done for a while, and Missouri's very much alive. They're 6-1 after a win and on the field with ESPN. This was on a national broadcast, by the way, on ESPN in front of the world. Here is Brady Cook.
Come back out, your team down 2 scores. How did you pull off this win?
I don't know. I really don't. That second quarter, I sat in silence and we were figuring out what we had to figure out. And I came back and I just knew. we weren't going to lose this game. Not on homecoming, not today, not like this. We weren't going to lose.
You're emotional. What brings you to tears?
Oh, I am emotional. I am. Mizzou means so much to me. The first 6 games, they haven't gone the way I wish they would have in a lot of ways. And to come out here the first drive and get hurt and to be down, to think I'm not going to come back in the game and then find a way. And we just manifested. We get it done. We fight, and we win. It's just, I'm emotional right now.
How were you able to fight and get back into this game?
Shout out to our trainers. But I've played through stuff before. I've been through adversity before, physically, emotionally, mentally. This isn't anything new. It's just another step.
What did you learn about your team today?
I learned that we're going to fight. I learned that my energy, my leadership means something to them. I learned that for sure when I came out in the third quarter. And I learned that they're always going to fight.
Congratulations, Brady.
Do not count out Brady Cook just yet, then, now, or in the future. This guy is big time. That is a big time effort by Brady Cook, the Missouri quarterback. And Missouri will have its hands full. We all know that. We got it against Alabama on Saturday at 2:30. But Alabama is not Alabama from last year. They're a little shaky. Their defense raises a lot of questions. Get this ball in the hand of Luther Burden as often as possible, please. And Missouri has a shot against Alabama. But Missouri with a great win, a comeback win. I had to have it win, and Brady Cook gets the job done. Illinois, a wonderful win at home against Michigan. We're going to take a break. We're going to be joined by the radio voice of the Fighting Illini, Brian Barnhart, and break that one down for you. Just how good is Illinois? They're good. 21-7, they beat Michigan. We'll talk to Brian next on KMOX.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CHEAP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHEAP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CHEAP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code CHEAP.
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been injured in a truck accident, you need the best. Onder Law, voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis. Our attorneys will hold truck drivers and owners accountable. We stand up to big trucking companies to get you the compensation you deserve. Let us make your case our cause. Truck accident? Call Onder Law today for a free review. 314 or 618-9-million. That's 314 or 618-9 all zeros.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan from McKelvey Homes. This month, we're giving $18,980 off our homes in selected communities to celebrate 126 years of legendary quality and craftsmanship. In addition, our skilled craftsmen from the Mid-America Carpenters Union are offering McKelvey buyers up to $10,000 cash towards their new home for closing costs or lower interest rates. Combine these two incredible offers and save big on your McKelvey home. But hurry, this rare opportunity won't last long. Visit McKelveyhomes.com.
A person makes the time for what they love.
And we make the space. 1-800-GOT-JUNK makes the space.
We make the space for possibility.
The space for yoga.
The space for lifting weights.
The space for dancing.
The space for living your best life.
And what does a person need to do to make all this happen?
All you have to do is point.
We make space for possibility.
When you want to make junk disappear,
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
or visit 1-800-GotJunk.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100. 800-290-7100.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Oh, the college football world is swirling. What an incredible Saturday it was. And let's go to Champaign. Champaign, Illinois was hopping yesterday. Illinois with a win over Michigan 21-7. Missouri won over Auburn. All kinds of great stuff happening yesterday, but let's go to Illinois right now in the voice of the Illini, Brian Barnhart on KMOX. Hello, Brian.
Hey, Tom. Good morning to you.
Good morning. What a time this is to be a member of the Fighting Illini broadcast team and of that program. Brett Bielema's got them going 21-7 over Michigan, and you could say that Michigan is down, and you'd be correct. You could also say that Illinois is up, and you would be absolutely correct. Those were two Big Ten heavyweights going at it, and the Illini came out victorious.
Well, they did, and you're right, Tom. And there was so much going on, of course, with the 100th anniversary of the almost to the day, plus 1 day of the Red Grange game back in 1924. They had a wonderful rededication ceremony on Friday. They had a gala with all the great Illini football players on Friday night, and then, of course, the game. The weather was terrific. And then the outcome was terrific, and just all that it was eerie because it was the 77th ever sellout. Of course, that was Grange's number, 77th ever sellout at Memorial Stadium. It was the margin of victory was 14, 7 plus 7. I mean, there was like sevens everywhere. It was like Red Grange was running the show yesterday, and it was, but this current Illinois team is a really good team, Tom. And I know, much like your Indiana Hoosiers, it's a pretty cool time right now.
It sure is. I just got word that College Game Day is going to be in Bloomington for the Indiana game on Saturday. Unbelievable. I'm just like, and I'm going to the game. So it's just, I feel like I'm living, and I'm sure you feel this way too. Like I'm in a dream and no one has tapped me on the shoulder yet to wake me up. I mean, this is exactly what you want if you're a fan of a team that has been knocked around for years. And Illinois, while it has had good years, it's been frustrating, hasn't it, Brian?
It has, and you know this. I mean, it's been, very high highs. We know a Sugar Bowl, a Rose Bowl, a couple of bowl games, and then 2-10 seasons, and just too much up and down. And that's the one thing Brett Bielema promised when he came. He said, "Look, I want to be consistent. We're going to be tough, dependable. We're not going to beat ourselves." And he's kind of built that team in his image, where it's, the Illinois doesn't beat themselves very often, and if there is adversity, they bounce back from it. They had a really scary game last week against Purdue in the second half, one of the wilder games I've ever seen, where Purdue scored 40 points in the second half. They still managed to find a way to win. And then they were never really threatened by Michigan yesterday. I mean, Michigan had the more time of possession. Michigan had a couple of long drives, but the defense got the turnovers. The kicking game, the punting was terrific with Hugh Robertson. It was very complimentary football that coaches talk about all the time. And that was no fluke yesterday. They played really, really well.
Tell me about Altmaier, and when you first laid eyes on him, when Illinois was able to get him, did you envision that this would be the offense that he would be signal calling?
Well, you hoped it would, but, he had not really played that much. As you know, at Ole Miss, he was a backup. He had maybe started a game or two, but not really a regular part of their rotation. And then he struggled early here. He had the one game against Penn State early in the year where he threw 4 interceptions. But from that point on, he just kind of steadily got more comfortable with Barry Lunney's offense, the offensive coordinator. He settled in. He was playing really well at the end of the year, and then he got hurt. And then John Paddock came out of nowhere and threw for a stadium record 500 and some yards against, I think it was Indiana, in an overtime game last year, and then finished the season, and Luke never got back in. And then his second year under Barry Lunney, he just looks confident. You can feel that. The guys tell me in the huddle how confident how much confidence he exudes when he's out there. What has he got? 15 touchdowns and 1 interception. I can count on one hand, Tom, the bad decisions he's made this year, or maybe poor decisions or bad throws. There just haven't been any. Even when he's under pressure, he does the smart thing, or if he runs it, he knows when to get down. He's just really playing extremely well, and he's a big part of the reason why Illinois is 6-1 already.
They sure look like Brett Bielema's best teams. They really do. At Wisconsin, one of those teams that could be so tough to move on the line. And I think that was a concern too, Brian, wasn't it? That you'd be able to replace, especially on the defensive line, what you lost last year?
Well, yeah, Johnny Newton, of course, went to the Washington Commanders. Keith Randolph had gone to the Bears. They were concerned, and Dennis Briggs comes in from Florida State. He's an older guy. I think he's 24, 25 years old, and been around a while. And T-Raw Edwards is a guy that came in from Northwestern 3 years ago that not a lot of people talked about. And on 2 plays yesterday, he had a sack to end a Michigan drive, forced him a field goal, and then he blocked the kick in back-to-back plays. And so those guys are playing really well. I don't know if they fully replaced a guy like Johnny Newton, but they certainly have, as defensively, are tough. They've got several interceptions this year. They had a couple of fumble recoveries yesterday. And it's just playing well. And, it takes all this, Tom, in the 3 facets of the game. Your special teams are solid. They've got really good kickers. The defense is solid. It needed to be better against the run. It was against Michigan, a very good running team. And then the offense, 2 deep threats in Pat Bryant and Zachary Franklin. Hank Beatty's coming on as he's the Big Ten's leading punt returner. And so you're right. I think it resembles a lot of his teams that he had success with, especially at Wisconsin. And I think they can even be better. Now, they're going to get a test this week at probably, well, I don't know if they're already number 1 or not, but Oregon. That's the next game. And we'll see if they can build on what they did yesterday and go out there and try to steal one.
Yeah, I think it'll be announced at 1:00 that Oregon will be number 1. What do you think you have to do to make that a competitive game? Just to hold on to the football, I would imagine. Time of possession is a big deal.
Right. Time of possession, keep it out of Gabriel's hands. They've got an excellent running back. I mean, they're just a really good team. Beat Ohio State. Now, they did struggle early. They had a couple of games where they didn't exactly blow somebody out, but then Boise State's got the potential, Heisman Trophy winner too. So, we'll see. That I think the big thing is they just got to, not turn the ball over, give themselves a chance, because that was going to be the key yesterday. 3 things was one was to be able to stop the run. B, I think they felt like going into the Michigan game, and this will probably be the same at Oregon. If they can run it for 150 yards, they're going to have a shot. And this was, I think, their best rushing game of the year. And then just not turn the ball over and give themselves a chance. And turnovers and a fake punt didn't hurt either yesterday in the win. They have to kind of replicate basically what they did yesterday.
It just has to feel so satisfying to be an Illinois fan this morning that you toppled Michigan. And I know that for me as an Indiana fan, they're coming November 9th to Bloomington, and God willing, Indiana's in a position to get to the college football playoff at that point. But regardless, a chance to be, it's just the visual of Michigan that when they do it over and over and over again, it just feels so good to be able to do that. And for you to put the headset on, see the orange in the crowd, see that place packed to the gills, it's been a long time coming.
It really has. And for, Illinois fans, of course, remember, if you're old enough, to go back to 83 when they won the Big Ten championship. We were at a table the other night with David Williams, who's a Hall of Fame receiver, and several guys on that team, of course, that led them to a Big Ten title. But think about this, Tom. In the 50s, Illinois beat Michigan 7 times. Since 1959, they had beaten them 6 times total, and 4 of those were in Ann Arbor. So they only had 2 wins since the 1950s against Michigan in Champaign. So that tells you how special it is. And people will say, well, why did they? Because they stormed the field yesterday. People from the outside probably go, why would you were ranked higher than Michigan? Why would you storm the field? Well, you don't know because you're not an Illinois fan. Because if you beat Michigan around here, that's a big deal. And I'm sure it'd be the same for Indiana. Indiana fans would feel the same way. But
you bet.
But we've been tormented by Michigan for so long and come close on several occasions. And it just means more when you beat someone like Michigan.
Absolutely. It's not like there were a bunch of 50-year-olds running around on the field. Those are students, I mean, let those students do what they want. Did you get your hand out? Did anyone get a hand on one of those leather helmets for you? That's a big collector's item, I'll bet.
That'd be nice to have. We were discussing that. I don't know what they're charging for those, but yeah, that was an unbelievable. All those helmets were hand painted, sprayed, whatever. Each helmet done in a factory in Nebraska. And those uniforms were spectacular, as you know, and you've done some play-by-play. My biggest concern was, okay, can I read the numbers, from up high? And I could. They were nice and white on those jerseys, but yeah, they look spectacular.
That is awesome. Before we go, we're going to hear from SLU coach Josh Schertz here in just a moment, but give me a rundown, if you would, in our final moments here of Brad Underwood's team. Illini basketball, I was a little surprised they weren't in the top 25, but I think they will be very quickly.
Oh, I think they will. And I think basically it's because you lost so much of your scoring from last year with, Shannon and Damask and all those guys. This team, they've got an outstanding roster, really from literally all over the world. But 10 of the 12 guys are new. And they've got a young man from Lithuania who scored, I think, 30 points in one of the Olympic Games this last summer in Paris. They've got a young man named Will Riley who's projected to be a high NBA pick at some point. I think Brad, deal, and seeing him in action as he typically is, you got to play defense for Brad Underwood if you're going to play, first of all. And, he's not afraid to preach that early, even to these guys who are really talented. But, Ty Rodgers is back, and they've got so many guys the big key is going to be how do the minutes, how are those going to break down? Who's your point guard, and what kind of style of player are they going to have? And this team, I think for a lot of people not to have them ranked, that's okay. I mean, I don't think Brad's going to worry about that. There's just so many unknowns from the outside. But I think inside they know they've got potentially a pretty special team.
Got a couple of good coaches there, Brad Underwood and Brett Bielema, as Illinois beats Michigan 21-7. Congrats on the win, Brian Barnhart. Safe travels to Eugene as you take on the Ducks.
Yep, we're flying out there this week a day early, so we'll get ready for Autzen Stadium. That should be fun.
Yeah, it will be. Thanks, as always, for joining us on KMOX.
You're welcome, Tom. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Too. Brian Barnhart, voice of the Illini. Quick break, come back, and Josh Schertz is with us from St. Louis University right after this.
Is your car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My mechanic just suggested an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover repair bills if anything happens to the car. New brakes, transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait, you pay nothing on repairs? Ox gets it fixed, free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance?
Yeah, you don't pay. Ox pays. Ox even has a 30-day money-back guarantee and is A+ rated on the BBB. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike those other warranty companies.
The last thing I need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote, 800-221-6319. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-221-6319. 800-221-6319 or go to oxcarcare.com.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. gas. Use promo code CHEAP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHEAP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CHEAP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code CHEAP.
In Missouri, farming isn't just a profession, it's a purpose. You can feel it in our 27 million acres of farmland. You can see it in the nearly 41,000 Missourians who work in agriculture. You can hear it at our farmers markets. You can count it in the $93.7 billion it brings our state. And you can taste it at your family's dinner table. A lot of farmers in our state rely on Bayer's tools and inventions because Bayer has a purpose too, to help farmers thrive. Learn more at go.bayer.com/purpose, paid for by Bayer.
Jules on Hampton in St. Louis Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches on site. Jules on Hampton is a premier jeweler with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jules on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches. Bring in your collectibles and clocks, sports memorabilia, and figurines too. Jules on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa. Call them at 314-752-5000. Jules on Hampton.
Life is challenging and ever-changing. Take control with passive income through real estate investing. Learn how. Learn now. Let Del Walmsley and Lifestyles Unlimited's investors and mentors show you. Meet Del's team live in St. Louis. 2 days only at the Hilton Frontenac, Saturday and Sunday, November 9th and 10th. Register now at DelHelpMeNow.com. That's DelHelpMeNow.com. Enter promo code 2024 for a special discount offer. DelHelpMeNow.com. Code 2024.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
California Psychics is the real deal. They helped me out, totally changed my attitude, totally got me psyched to start my business and take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
I'm Dave Glover, and I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Dr. Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Barry. You can too. Just go to youridoc.com.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Sports on a Sunday morning continues. Man, everything is going right now. It's an incredible time of year, and college basketball is underway. Joining us, the head coach of the Billikens, Josh Schertz. Good morning, Coach.
Morning, Tom. How you doing?
Doing great. A win for you on Friday against Rockhurst, your exhibition. I know that you look at more than just the result. This is something that you will finally have some film to be able to break down against another opponent. How did things look for you? Let's start with that, as you had 5 Billikens scoring in double figures.
Yeah, I think, look, it was really almost, two separate games. I think you had the first 17 minutes. We were down, we're down 33-26 with 3 minutes to play. And I think that was certainly our floor, as a team. I thought, we were really, really poor. Not in the, we obviously didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but, man, we were just out physicaled, outworked in every aspect. Credit to Rockhurst, because I did think they came in, really punched us in the mouth, and and dominated the game. Loose balls, we struggled to get stops. So they kind of pushed us around the basket. We struggled to convert under the basket, beat us in every which way. And then I thought the middle, 16, 17 minutes, we outscored them by 30. And so we went from, down 7 up 23. And then from the last 6-7 minutes, I kind of subbed liberally and let everybody play, and it kind of finished where it finished. But, I think, we saw some good things in that middle 16 minutes. I thought we saw our floor that first 17 minutes, but had a lot of guys do some encouraging things. But certainly we have to, the mentality that we came out with wasn't acceptable, and I thought the middle piece right there was much more of our identity of who we want to be.
And as part of that messaging at halftime, do you sit down and refocus as a group? Do you attribute that to the change in the start of the second half?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think the adjustment we made was in the mentality piece, right? Like that was. There wasn't a X and O adjustment. There wasn't that. You can't X and O your way, out of playing soft, out of not having appropriate physicality, maybe not being locked in. I thought, our offense is based on, a rhythm and being in rhythm, being in sync, and to be in rhythm and be in sync, you got to be on time. We weren't on time at all. Offensively, we turned it over 11 times, most of those in that first half, most of those in that first 17 minutes. I thought, and a lot of times in that first half, our offense was their best offense because they were just getting runouts in transition. They had 33 points at halftime, and I think 11 or 13 of those were off our turnovers. So, the biggest thing was the mentality. But I think you have to, it's more a question of why do we come out with that mentality more than, we really, then we stepped on the gas, but you can't do that. Like you can't go into a game and take the temperature and figure out how hard you have to compete to win. It's going to take 70% of my effort or 73 or 80, like good players, good teams. There's a level of, hey, we're coming out, we're playing as hard as we can from tip to jump. And I don't think it wasn't that we weren't playing hard. So maybe it's not framed that way. But I didn't think we played with a level of physicality, the level of force that needed to be. And that's really what changed from that halftime. The second half was the level of force, the level of physicality that we brought to the table there in the second half. And that's why we were able to flip the game.
The Billikens shot 64% from the floor in the second half, outscored Rockhurst 56-32 in the second half, won the game 86-65. Josh Schertz is with us. Another game coming up on Friday against Maryville. Let's talk about some individual performances, if you would. I know that you looked inside first, is the first thing you were just talking about. How did Kaluanya play? I know that you want to see a lot out of him. He ends up with 12 points and 11 rebounds.
Yeah, I think Kalu did some good things. Second half, he was terrific. We took him out there, but he could have had a really monster second half, the way he played, the force and physicality at half two. I think, Kalu's a guy, and we have a few guys on our team like this that, and I think our whole team is this way. We have 2 or 3 guys that really drive it. Kalu's growth is going to be about raising his floor. I think so many times when people think about improvement, driving improvement, they think about making their best better. And, I guess the best way to equate it is like a golfer, people don't understand. So like if you're a good, you golf a couple times a week and, your best is you can break par, you can shoot, 70 or 69, 68. But your floor is, you shoot 110. When you're at your worst, you're not a great golfer. It's the same thing with basketball players. It's about raising your floor individually, collectively. Kalu's ceiling is really high. We've got to raise his floor, and he's not the only guy. We got to do that as a team. Like that first 17 minutes of the game, that was our floor. That's got to get much higher to become a good team. He played second half like he's capable of, and I thought he did some really good things on the glass. I thought he touched paint. He led us some paint touches, had a double-double. But I thought his defense second half was really good. We were able to switch him. He guarded all 5 players on the other team. And so, with Kalu, I think it's simply that. And like I said, there's 2 or 3 other guys in that same boat where they're too good of players to have their floor there. We're too good a team to have our floor there. Our floor's got to move significantly in terms of improvement. That's got to be an individual thing and, of course, a collective thing.
You've seen a lot of Isaiah Swope. What did he look like, and how did he get into the swing of things on Friday?
Yeah, first half he would tell you. Same thing. He was at his floor in the first half. Was not where he needed to be. He didn't look like the Isaiah Swope we know. When Isaiah's ceiling is one of the best players in college basketball, one of the most dynamic scorers in college basketball. His floor was, what he was in the first half, and I think he refocused at halftime, and he came out and he scores the first 8 points of the second half. But I thought his force on the offensive end in the second half, getting in the paint, shooting the ball with confidence, trying to play the way he needs to play to be successful. I thought he simplified the game, for himself at halftime. I thought his defense was good the whole night. They had a kid that's a pretty good shooter, came in and made 80-some threes. Isaiah did a really nice job in his matchup defensively. Even in the first half, he did a nice job defensively in his matchup. But I thought in the second half was much more of, who he needs to be, where he's playing, really, really in attack mode every time he touches, but attack mode to make the right play. And he's got another guy that he's got to simplify his game, and he's got to raise his floor. Isaiah, when he's at his best is as good as any guard really in college basketball. But that floor's got to jump just like Kalu's for us to be good. We can't have a floor like that like we did in the first half. And those two guys, I thought, were really a big part of why we struggled in the first half. And I would say they were the two biggest reasons why we were so much better in the second half, because their impact on our team is so dramatic when you jump out Isaiah and Kalu.
And Gibson Jimerson, who everybody in America knows that he can shoot the three. So when you watched him last year, people are grabbing him and staying with him and making it difficult for him to get the ball or at least get off a clean shot. How has he looked both in practice and Friday from that perspective, moving without the ball, trying to get open looks?
Yeah, Gibbs been terrific. He's a guy that's been, our most dependable player. If you look at the summer to the fall, obviously, he and Larry didn't shoot it great. When you look at, the threes, I think they were 2 for 15 combined. But, shooting is its own thing. That's kind of a fickle deal. There's going to be nights where it goes in and nights where it doesn't. The key is take good ones. Gibson moves well without the ball. And I thought he did a nice job on the offensive end of, a night where he made 1 3, he still found his way to 14 points, right? He was able to get downhill. He drove some closeouts. I thought he did a nice job of trying to, he got a nice break cuddle on the baseline and got a layup. He found ways to score without the three ball going in. I lose no sleep over Gibson Jimerson shooting the basketball. So I know that's going to be, something we're going to be able to count on his career with us. He's been the most dependable guy. Like I said, on our team, this summer, this fall, I think Gibbs going to have a great year. He's got to continue to clean up things defensively. He knows that, and we do as a group as well. But I love his attitude, his focus level. He's all about the right things, and like I thought, with his shooting, his floor on Friday night was still pretty high.
And your leading scorer after Jimerson and Swope had 14 apiece was Amari McCautry. I'm interested in him. Now, he's an explosive player. He's 6'5", Coach. That is quite a body to grow into. He's young.
Yeah, no, he really is. He's actually grown inches. He's been here. He's 6'6" now with a 7-foot wingspan. Amari does not look like a freshman physically, for sure. He's the most physical driver in our program. He's probably the best on our team at touching paint and getting downhill and putting pressure on the rim. He's a guy that as he figures out how to kind of eliminate losing, he does a lot of good things and he does a lot of things that have your head scratch your head. I will say this about him. His trajectory has been really good. When you look at his growth from June 3rd to October, 20th, it's been really, really significant. I think as his trajectory continues, he's a guy that's as talented as anybody in our basketball program. When you look at his ability to handle the ball, his ability to touch paint, his ability defensively, he comes over on a rotation as a point, he's kind of a point guard, combo guard, comes over and blocks a center. on a baseline drive, dunk attempt. He does some things that you don't see many guys who are combo guards being able to do, and that goes back to his size and versatility. He's got good feet. We needed him in that game because the way they played us, they were out really trying to deny and pressure and be physical and blow stuff up, and his ability to put his shoulders down and get his shoulders by people and then force rotation, get the ball to the rim was obviously a big part of why we were able to kind of crack that open. He had all 16 of his points in the second half. So he's a guy that we got to continue to develop because he's got a chance to really if he can get to where he's able to play consistent minutes and he does enough good stuff, I think that changes our ceiling as a team because of how talented he is individually.
He certainly seems like your kind of player. Finally, Friday night, you'll be taking on Maryville, another chance for fans to see you in person before the real games begin, an exhibition. You'll have the lights on and the band in and the place going at Chaffetz Arena on a Friday night. Preston Ingram is the head coach at Maryville. He used to be down the street at Missouri Baptist, so a chance for one of the local schools to come in and play it.
Yeah, no, it's a good opportunity for us. We need it. We got a young group that's learning how to kind of come together. A young group in terms of, playing together, and so these experiences are invaluable for us. The opportunity to compete with the lights on, have fans there, to play through some stuff. I think that, it's obviously a huge part. We've got a lot of growth we've got to undertake here in the next 15 days before we tip it off against Santa Clara. The majority of that growth has to occur on the court, on the practice court where nobody's watching, but the opportunity to play outside competition, to see yourself against somebody else, to have what happened this past Friday where, the competition shows you, hey, this is where you're deficient. This is some things you're doing well. Here's where you got to grow. Here are some issues that were presented, and you need the competition to show that. We know it's a great opportunity to go out, compete against a good team in Maryville. Preston's done a really nice job. One of their assistants is my former assistant at Lincoln Memorial, Lance Ignatz. So I know, obviously known Lance forever. And so, it'll be fun to get out there, compete against those guys. And like you said, have a local school in here. And then hopefully Chaffetz, I thought there was a good atmosphere, good energy on this past Friday against Rockhurst. Hopefully it's as good or better here coming up against Maryville, and then we tee it off for real.
It's a 7:00 tip on Friday night at Chaffetz Arena as the Billikens take on Maryville. Josh Schertz, always great talking ball with you. Appreciate it. Have a great Sunday.
Hey, appreciate you, Tom. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Always great to talk to Josh Schertz. Just recorded that with him before the show. They are practicing right now. Schertz tells me that Robbie Avila will get some work today and quite possibly tomorrow. They're going to continue to watch that sprained ankle. And if he is good to go this week, if he doesn't have any setbacks, he could see some minutes on Friday against Maryville, maybe 12 to 18 minutes of work on Friday. So we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, they are a much better team with Robbie Avila on the floor running that offense. Let's take a break. The Blues get a win last night at Enterprise Center against the Carolina Hurricanes. We'll hear all about it. Drew Bannister and players next on KMOX.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
I learned it from my adoptive mom. Hold my hand.
You hold my hand. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Our story is about a people, a city, and a legendary river. It lives in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. It's a story of St. Louis, told by the journalists who live it and love it. Subscribe today at stltoday.com/story.
Fall is here. Football, beautiful weather, and the changing colors of trees and shrubs. When you think of your trees, call family-owned Gamma Tree Experts. Fall is a great time to prune and fertilize your valuable trees. Our staff of certified arborists will survey your trees to determine their needs. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Call Gamma Tree experts at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Schedule an appointment with one of our Missouri or Illinois attorneys. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood Parkway, Suite 310, Town & Country, Missouri, 63017. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. The director of Siteman Cancer Center, Dr. Tim Eberlein.
The new building is going to be focused on clinical care and accrual to clinical trials, and it'll integrate radiology evaluation of patients.
Special thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED in my 12 years of practice. But now you can get world-class care for ED 100% online by going to hims.com. So what are you waiting for?
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Back on the show as the Blues also were victorious yesterday. They won 4-3 over Carolina. The Blues are 4-2 on the season. They fell behind in this game, 1-0 after the end of the first period, but they erupt for 3 goals in the second period. They get one from Matthew Joseph. They get one from Jake Neighbors, each of them with their second of the season, and the first of the season from Dylan Holloway. We'll hear from him in just a moment. Here's Coach Drew Bannister on that second period.
Yeah, I thought for me, a lot of it started at the offensive blue line. I think we had 12 turnovers at the offensive blue line. And, you know, when you're doing that, you start to chase the game. Like, we didn't play to the goal line. We weren't able to get to a forecheck. And again, you know, against a team like that, they transition the puck so well, you know. Skilled forwards, you know, that just plays into their game.
Seemed like the shed line got you back with the forecheck.
Yeah, and, you know, I thought as a whole, our group in the second period was committed to playing to the goal line, and we were allowed to, you know, get our forwards in the forecheck, get our D more active to keep pucks live on the walls, and, you know, then the offensive opportunities started to come for us.
If Bolduc's not contributing offensively, do subtle little plays like the one he made on the Neighbors goal, just get a stick in there to be able to get an intercept, or those are the things you're looking for from him?
Yeah, and I thought, even going back to last game, I thought Boldy had an outstanding game. I thought probably his third period was one of the best periods that I've seen him play as a Blue. And I thought he continued making an effort to finish his checks. His stick has been much, much better, and it's starting to break up plays and create offense going the other way.
Zach Bolduc and the Blues with a win, 4-3 over Carolina. Drew Bannister talking about Bolduc there. He's an exciting young player. He only had 8 minutes, 52 seconds of ice time yesterday, but he contributed an assist on that goal from Neighbors, the second of the game. The third goal of the game was scored by Dylan Holloway to cap the third period scoring.
I mean, I felt that was the only thing I could do. I was in tight, so I figured why not try it. But I've had some chances last couple of games. It was definitely nice to see them go out.
Were you having to kind of track it the whole way, just maybe not sure that it was going to drop in, just stay with it, I guess?
Yeah, I just had to make sure. I just wanted that one bad. So, I'm just happy to see it going.
What do you feel like wasn't going right in the first period? What needed to change moving forward after that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cliche to say we got to get pucks in deep, but I think we were honestly just turning pucks over too much in the neutral zone and trying to be a bit too cute. So once we kind of got to our game and got pucks deep and then hammered their D, I think it slowed the game down a bit and eventually led to some more ozone time and more offensive success.
Holloway's kind of a fun player. He's got some speed. He can be a bit of a pest, some feistiness as well, and tough to play against. And the Blues get the win by a final of 4-3. You know who else had a nice game? Joel Hofer. Hofer back-to-back games. He shuts out the Islanders on Thursday, and then yesterday, I know he gave up 3, but he had 37 saves yesterday, did Hofer. So that gives Bennington a bit of a rest as the Blues get the win 4-3 over Carolina. Don't look now, but the Blues are 4-2 on the season. They have 8 points, 2 off the lead in the Central. Dallas is the leader. They're 5-1 with 10 points. Utah off to a nice start, 4-1-1 for 9 points. Winnipeg, Minnesota, and the Blues all tied at 8 points apiece. Chicago has 5. Colorado's 1-4. 2 points. You know they made all those moves in the offseason. Nashville's 0-5. Not a point to be had for the Nashville Predators. We'll come back with a big 11 o'clock hour on KMOX after this.
My best friend Jenny came over for coffee, said it's cold enough in here to play hockey. Well, my furnace broke and it's already late. Call Jerry Kelly cause we're open till 8, jerrykelly.com. They'll be here quick and have you feeling good, jerrykelly.com. Cause your furnace will be running like it should. The certified technicians I've been told will help you when it's hot and help you when it's cold, jerrykelly.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on, jerrykelly.com.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve? Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine? Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Well, I do now. Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off. Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey. I'm here with Jeff Sachs of Sachs Financial. And we talk a lot about the retirement compensation plan, Jeff, but what is that?
The retirement compensation plan allows us to figure out exactly how much income you need in retirement so that you can live your best life. It takes a look at how much risk you are taking with your life savings to make sure it's appropriate. We want to make sure that you never run out of money and that you have that mailbox money coming in every day.
For more on the retirement compensation plan from Sachs Financial, go to retiresafestl.com.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filtered trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by calling 844-300-LEAF to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water, and it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty, so you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Call Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate and to save up to 30%. Dial 844-300-LEAF. That's 844-300-LEAF.
KMOX KEZK HD2 St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals. KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Christopher Cruz. With just 16 days until Election Day, House Speaker Mike Johnson told CNN he believes Republicans are going to run the table.
There's an energy out there right now. I'm convinced that we are going to win the White House, the Senate, and the House. And we're going to have a very aggressive agenda to get the economy going again, to help everyone.
CBS's Bradley Blackburn says Vice President Kamala Harris is sprinting to the finish line.
Making her case in these final days, Harris is focused on reproductive rights and sharpening attacks on her opponent.
He's ducking debates and canceling interviews because of exhaustion.
American officials have now confirmed that an investigation is underway into the leak of documents marked top secret that say Israel is preparing to attack Iran in retaliation for a ballistic missile attack on Israel earlier this month. Israel has launched airstrikes on Beirut at what it says was a command center in the Lebanese capital, as Hezbollah fired more than 170 rockets at northern Israel today. The story from reporter Linda Gradstein in Jerusalem.
Hezbollah said the strikes in Beirut hit a residential building near a mosque, while Israel said its target was a Hezbollah command center. After the strikes, Hezbollah fired more than 170 rockets at northern Israel, sending more than 1 million residents into bomb shelters. The fighting came after a Hezbollah drone was fired at Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's residence in northern Israel, and he warned Iran that it had made a mistake.
7 people have died when a ferry gangway suffered what officials are calling a catastrophic failure on Sapelo Island, Georgia. Chris Hodge is with the State Department of Natural Resources.
Once we got on scene, we realized that we had possibly 20 people or more that had went into the water because of the collapse of this gangway.
As a hurricane heads for Cuba, the island's residents are out on the street protesting a total collapse of the island nation's electric grid. Residents banged pots on the streets of Havana to protest 2 island-wide blackouts within 24 hours. Boeing and the union that represents striking machinists have negotiated a contract that raises pay 35% over 4 years and includes bonuses. Machinist Tony Lindemann wants to get back to work.
I see the reality of the pension not coming back. It's not economically viable. 401k and a $5,000 bump. Sweet. That's great.
The machinists will vote on a new contract this week. The strike has lasted more than a month. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At 11:03, sunny skies and 66 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning, I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story this hour, a 32-year-old Thomasboro, Illinois woman has been cited in the traffic death of an Illinois state trooper.
28-year-old Corey Thompson died from his injuries Friday afternoon. Officials say Helen Torres hit him with her truck as he was stopped at an intersection in Champaign County. Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelly says Trooper Thompson died from his injuries. Torres was also taken to the hospital but is expected to recover. Trooper Thompson had served almost 5 years as an officer with ISP. He was assigned to a special operations group that focuses on Fatal 4 offenses, ones that lead to personal injury and fatal crashes. He is survived by his wife, parents, and brothers. Julie Carpenter, KMOX News.
Ameren, Missouri wants to increase the electric rate for residential customers by more than 15%.
The electric utility company has filed a rate increase request with the Missouri Public Service Commission. If approved, the average residential customer would pay an additional $17 per month. The rate hike would raise about $446 million for Ameren. The company serves about 1.2 million electric customers in central and eastern Missouri. Elisa Nelson, Missouri Net.
A well-known Branson destination will be getting bigger. Silver Dollar City has announced plans for a $500 million expansion that will include a 7-story resort hotel. Governor Mike Parson sees this as a huge jobs generator.
It's a win for Missouri and for the next 10 years. Look at the construction cost, what all it takes to build this resort, and then what it takes to run it when you get there.
The hotel will feature more than 250 themed rooms. It's expected to open by the end of 2026. Mostly sunny, warm this afternoon. Great day to be outside, 79. Overnight around 50, maybe upper 40s in some suburbs. 81 tomorrow. A shower in spots possible on Tuesday, 80 degrees, and then 77 on Wednesday. Right now, 63 in St. Peter's, 68 in Florissant. We have 66 downtown at the Arch. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This is the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
And a key block by the left guard, Tom Ackerman. And right here, let's go downstairs to Bonus.
Marv, if you remember that big run Robert Holcomb had on the first drive, one of the guys responsible on help busting him loose was Tom Ackerman.
Tom Ackerman up front, and this is a unit that has played very well. A good night for Eddie George, 21 carries, 74 yards. The left guard, Tom Ackerman, with the block that set him free. It's a first down.
Yes, indeed. That's what we do around here. We pave the way for first downs. Tom Ackerman, the great offensive lineman, played for the Saints and the Tennessee Titans right there. And I'm Tom Ackerman, the radio host, and I have NFL picks. You know, for a guy who's just a casual NFL watcher, I was pretty good last week against the spread, Drew Young. 10-2-1 against the spread. Even for me, that's insanely good. I don't know what to tell you, except I'm just trying to help you have a good Sunday. Right now, this one doesn't count. You can't bet on this unless you're trying to do some in-game stuff. Jacksonville leading New England 25-16, 3:02 to go in the game. That game is happening right now in London at Wembley Stadium. Once upon a time, I saw the Rams play there. Took on the Patriots. They got shellacked, actually, by Tom Brady and the Patriots. But it was a nice trip nonetheless. All right, here are the games. Again, I was 10-2-1 last week. Can I repeat that incredible success? I don't know. We shall see. Seattle at Atlanta. That spread is 3 points. The Falcons are a 3-point favorite at home against the Seahawks. I like them. I like them -3 at home against the Seahawks. I'm going to take Atlanta -3. Tennessee at Buffalo. Oh, the Bills. I love the Bills at home. 9 points, a lot of points. Bills -9. Take them, Bills -9. Browns +5.5 at home against the Bengals. You know how much I love the Bengals, and you know how desperate I think the Bengals are. And this is a tough one because the Browns have Nick Chubb coming back, and the place is going to be excited to see him. Everyone's going to be hungover after losing yesterday to the Yankees in the ALCS. This is tough. I'm going to go Bengals -5.5 on the road. To cover that, they've been 3-0 against the spread on the road. I'm going to stay with it. Green Bay -3 at home against the Texans. The Texans are too good right now. They are going to cover this. They might win this outright. Give me Houston +3 at Lambeau Field today. On the noon game, Miami at Indianapolis. I took the Colts last week and I was successful. They are -3 at home against the Dolphins. I'm going to keep it going. They're 3-0 against the spread at home this year. I like the Colts -3. The game of the day is Detroit at Minnesota. The Vikings are on fire. They're 5-0 this season. Detroit might be the best team in the NFC, however, and they are going to hand the Vikings their first loss of the season today. Detroit +2 at Minnesota. Mark it down. Philadelphia at the Giants. Giants +3. The Eagles have been awful, and I mean awful recently. That was a lackluster game to say the least against the Browns, but they won it, and I think they're going to bounce back and beat up the Giants today. I like the Eagles -3 on the road. Okay, the 3 o'clock games. Vegas at the Rams. Rams are 7.5-point favorite at home against the Raiders, who will pack the place. It's going to be Raider Nation today. I like the Raiders +7.5 at SoFi. Carolina at Washington. If you have an NFL lock, if you're still alive in the lock pool, this is a lock. The Commanders are going to win the game straight up. Will they cover 10? Whew, man. Give me Carolina +10. That's a lot of points in an NFL game. Kansas City at San Francisco. The Niners are a 2-point favorite against the undefeated Chiefs. That is just lighting the fire for Patrick Mahomes and crew. Give me the Chiefs +2. Sunday night game, Jets at Pittsburgh. I'm going to go Steelers +2 at home, even though the Jets added Devontae Adams. Monday Night Football, I'll take the Buccaneers. I like the dramatic pause in the music. Buccaneers +3.5 at home against the best team in the AFC, maybe the Ravens, but I like the Buccaneers on a Monday night at home, +3.5. The other Monday night game, Chargers at Arizona, with the Cardinals a 2-point dog at home. Give me them too. Cardinals +2 at home against the Chargers. Joining us is a great client, great friend in studio, and that is the president of McKelvey Homes, Jim Brennan. How are you, Jim? We have to get his mic on, but how are you? Things are going well for you?
They're going great. Can you hear me now?
I hear you great. And
go Hoosiers.
Oh, my gosh.
He's
I am
sitting here
floating
with his
on
IU
air.
hat on.
I know. Well, those of you watching us on the stream, you can see that I've been sporting the IU lid today. I'm also sporting a Cardinals MOVA globe. This is a pretty cool item. Now, the sunlight makes this move. How does that work? I don't know.
I was not much in science, Tom, but I know it moves around.
It is a pretty amazing item that's going to be part of your auction, the Dance for Gervais live auction and event at the Third Degree Glass Factory this Friday night. I'll be back as your MC, and I'm excited.
Tom, I can't thank you enough. This is our 6th annual Dance for Gervais. You've been there from day one. And this all started when my sister Pat Odlog, her son Andrew, had a little girl named Anna Grace, who's now 7 years old. She was diagnosed with a rare form of epilepsy. 1 in every 16,000 people with epilepsy have this rare disorder. And so my brother-in-law Ted, who's now the president of the Gervais Syndrome Foundation, said, rather than just be sad about something, let's do something about it. And so the entire Brennan family has got together. My youngest sister, Kathy, Brennan McGuire, said, why don't we have a dance? And that started 6 years ago. In that time, we've raised over $2 million. And we are the largest fundraiser in the nation for the Gervais Syndrome Foundation. It's very rewarding. Many in our home building industry, our McKelvey Homes, we've really, and all the Brennans have really been passionate about this cause to help raise funds for research to help find a cure.
Well, you're a great partner at KMOX, but you're also a great partner for the St. Louis community. So I give you incredible accolades here for growing this, because I watched you grow this. You grew this from already a good event, but into a monster. Now, do you have any seats available for this on Friday?
You might have to go to StubHub to get them.
They're gone, huh?
Yeah, but for the right price, they can have my seat, Tom. We've got over 400 people. I've been
You'll
working
make
on
a
the
seat if somebody gives you a donation.
Make it available. You might even be able to sit at the Tom Ackerman, Chris Bonfanti table right up front.
Yeah, we'll make room for
it. But we're still working hard. The money, the sponsorships is what counts. And we have a great silent auction. You could find all this out on danceforgervais.org. We've got some great oral auction prizes. And if you haven't seen Tom Ackerman in action, the way he gets, in fact, he even got his wife, Angie, to bid on this oil painting last year.
Which is in the KMOX sports office.
It's beautiful. And
So
I think you got room on that wall for another one.
So we dropped some money on that. We're driving home with it in the back seat. And we were like, now what are we going to do with this incredible painting of Busch Stadium? And we came up with the idea, let's put this in the KMOX sports office for everyone to enjoy. And it is an incredible piece. You see it all the time on the videos that we shoot in the KMOX sports office. So that was a silent auction. No, that was a live auction.
That was oral.
That was a live auction.
And there's no truth to the rumor that I was bidding her up.
Aha. So you have great golf events on this live auction. You have a Cardinals baseball suite. You have a Pacers suite, deluxe, actually courtside seats for the Pacers Pistons game. You have a private dinner for 10 donated by Cravings. You have Belle Reve. You have a suite at the Blues game. I mean, that is a pretty awesome event.
And we our son Patrick Brennan just had on Friday Drive for Gervais out at St. Albans. And one of his good friends, John Beck from Beck and Beck, donated Boone Valley an overnight stay in those luxurious cabins out in Augusta, where I haven't seen it, but I know I'm going to try to bid on it. They've got state-of-the-art simulators there for 8 dinner, drinks, breakfast, golf in the afternoon the first day, golf in the morning the second day. I mean, one of the best courses in the entire state, and we really thank John. And it's just an indication of how all the Brennans have really tried to raise funds to help find a cure.
I know that coming up next, we're going to hear from Lutz Pfannenstiel, the sporting director of City, and Drew will let me know when he calls in. But I want to also mention that your business, McKelvey Homes, donated every single time you sold a home to the Dravet Syndrome Foundation. 1898 for every home. That's the year you were founded.
We have, and thanks to you, Tom, we're having another record year. Every quarter, we started this last year, it was our 125th anniversary. And we said, why don't we give $1,898 in honor of a charity? And this third quarter, we did it for our Dance for Dravet again. I saw you, I don't know where I saw you a couple weeks ago. He said, why don't you run it until the event itself? So
Yeah, I
we're
think
extending it.
You're Jack Donovan's retirement party. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
right, Jack Donovan. And I tell you, I've never seen a guy throw a fastball on opening pitch with a coat and tie on. But Jack donated the Pacer tickets, the Blue Suite, just a very generous person. But we already sold 28 homes. The best way to help Dravet is buy a McKelvey home today. And that 28 homes that we sold is just a little over $53,000 that we'll be giving that evening. So with that, that'll put us a little over $400,000 so far this year. We're trying to get to $600,000. I know with you as an MC, we'll get there.
We will get there. We're going to start it at 6 o'clock with a cocktail hour, 8 o'clock program, 9 o'clock live music, Third Degree Glass Factory. Again, tickets are sold out for this, but
you can still donate. And you can go to dancefordravet.org and you can bid on these silent auction items. I'm sure my granddaughter, Olivia Rose Brennan, has got her eye on that Taylor Swift guitar.
That sounds good to me. I appreciate this very much. Thank you for coming in to tell us more about this. And then afterwards, you can watch me as I scramble to Bloomington, Indiana, and try to make College Game Day.
We'll make sure we get you there. If I got to drive you there, you'll get there.
I appreciate you.
Tom,
Maybe I'll ask you for maybe a little parking spot on the side. Though.
You'll have VIP parking right next to the King Jack.
You are the man. Thank you, Jim Brennan, for being with us. Always appreciate it.
Thanks for everything you do, not only for the Dance for Dravet, but for all these other causes in St. Louis. You know, St. Louis is so generous, and there's nothing like the feeling of helping someone you get more in return. So I can't thank you enough for everything you do.
Jim, thank you. And instead of taking a break, and I know we have one, I want to go right to the phones and spend a few moments with sporting director for St. Louis City SC, Lutz Pfannenstiel, who is hanging on the line here for the last couple of minutes. Lutz, thank you for that, and thank you for a great season. I know we're going to talk about 25, but let me reverse and just say thank you for 24. I know you didn't end up where you wanted to end up, but you did have some moments of promise there. And I think the biggest thing, Lutz, when you look at the number of draws that you had, that pretty much tells the story, doesn't it, about your 2024 season?
Yeah, thanks for being that complimentary. But again, you know, after yesterday's game, I think that game still stuck a bit in my head. So if you want to first talk about the positives, we can do that. But I still need to give you a few thoughts about the game yesterday. So yeah, Tom, I think the numbers of draws combined with the numbers of victories and again combined with a really good trend. You know, I think it put the season a bit in perspective. You know, if you would have seen the Western Eastern Conference, we still could have made the playoffs yesterday because it was too tight. However, we didn't. But definitely, looking at the last 2 teams, we had the coach change since we did bring the new players in. I think you can see an improvement, minus the game yesterday, but you definitely see an improvement. And it's now up for us to work hard in the off-season to get the guys ready to do a few more bits and pieces on the transfer market. I think yesterday showed that I'm not there where I want to be right now, and there still needs to be a little adjustments here and there. But yes, I think definitely saw a better end and than the start. And with the number of draws and the number of tight games, would have gone a bit of a different way. Sometimes you overperform, like in 2023, and then you underperform, like in 2024. You just have to find the right balance.
And last night, you did not perform at the level that you want. Your performance was certainly not what you were looking for in 2025. What happened? Why do you think that you weren't able to do what you wanted to do in terms of last night?
Yeah, I thought it's a very simple sentence. Everybody who listens out there and actually made that journey, the fans to Minnesota so far up north by driving or flying, I'm really sorry. The way we played, it was not good enough. I felt, especially in the first half, I need to see the merit for the people who watch it on TV and also for the fans who followed. But what was the problem? I think getting into the last game of the season after coming from a good game against Houston and knowing you're already eliminated, I think it comes sometimes down to the mentality, and it comes down to that last effort, which I didn't see in the first half. But a good talk at halftime, and I think the second half looked and felt much better. But we got punished against, and that's something I think is important to say, against one of the absolute top teams at the moment in the league. Minnesota have the momentum. They so lightning fast up there with Ron and also with Yeboah. That's very difficult to play. But the way we presented ourselves, the way we defended, the body language, I was very disappointed. You might can pick up, and that's something which we also need to pick up from this season. That like a performance like yesterday, regardless of home or away, is unacceptable. And this is where we need to get better again to get that balance in, to be a team which can perform week in, week out, and not having these terrible moments like yesterday.
I'm certain that John Hackworth will take a critical look at himself, as will you at your coach. Could you give me an idea of what this will be like here as you make the decision on naming a permanent head coach moving forward? What does that timeline look like?
I have to say that I have to put my stand in front of John and completely shoot him for that game yesterday, because we had a good week in training and he tried to really motivate the players and work on the detail. I said after the game in the changing room that I felt the players let John Hackworth down yesterday. I think the players realized that, and the players confirmed that when we had our aftermatch talk about. So I really would take John now out of the equation for that loss yesterday. That's not something I do. I want to keep on the coaching stuff. It's simply the one the players have to take right in the nose, because that performance was below par and not good enough. Self-reflection is a very important part. Right? When you not performing up to that where we want to be, and especially not showing the effort and mentality, I think that's something we need to address, and we did. And I did address yesterday very clearly. But of course, let's be honest, there is always a lot of impression. You leave in the season, and we had that terrible last impression last year against Kansas, where we carried it kind of bad and sour and bitter feeling over. I don't want that to happen next year. If we remember a game in Minnesota which was not good enough, so we should focus on the positives, which you mentioned when we started to talk. And in my opinion, that's nothing will not have an influence for Hack. It's just very important. I do not want to really mark it on this game yesterday. As I said, the players let down, the players let me down, the players let the fans down, the players let the ownership down, and the players were very clearly told that it won't happen again the same way it happened yesterday.
Lutz, I know that has been addressed to the team. What about, this is the last thing for you, what about your roster? Do you individually meet with each player? How does that work now, moving forward?
That's actually a good question, because it's a really less that we had in the interviews with the player was spent 15 to 30 minutes, and it can be also more. There's more to talk, and with others it's maybe a little bit less. In the coming days, to discuss the season, to discuss the performances, to discuss the plan forward. or whatever you want to talk about. So it doesn't get off the weather, but I think it's more important thing to talk about. And there is also an active breakout. So before the players will leave, that there will be some good talks, some hard talks. I don't really feel right now the moment to go on holiday after that game yesterday. So there still will be a few discussions today how we're going to move forward. But yeah, definitely with every single player individually and also with groups, we will speak, we will discuss, and we have also some influence, of course, on the roster building. Do we need a lot of changes? Bringing in 9 players, 6 external and 3 from 32 in July. We can't change every year the whole team. So we need to have a bit of trust in the boys right now. We need to believe in that what we have. But if there's still things we can improve and things we have to change and players we have to get on certain positions, 100% that will happen. But don't expect such a busy transfer window like we had.
Understood. Certainly trying to find the right mix right now for St. Louis City SC. Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director, always kind to join us on KMOX. Thank you very much for the time, Lutz. Have a great time. Yes, sir.
Yesterday was the first team came over, but we have a playoff game against Mizzou.
Yes, you do.
Which is a great game for us. Wonderful weather, kickoff in City Park. The young guys did extremely well this season, finished second in the conference, second overall. I think they have everything to go very, very far. We were disappointed yesterday and through the us to show up, support the young boys, support the kids because they had a great season and they really have to really win some silver which we are very far away from the first team.
That's an excellent, absolute great point, and certainly the future of the organization right there in front of you. City 2 in the playoffs, 2 o'clock at City Park. Lutz, thank you again. Appreciate the time. You too. It's 11:27. In just about 5 minutes or so, we'll connect with Polo Ascencio, Cardinals broadcaster. We'll go to Los Angeles, where he is watching the Dodgers and the Mets tonight for us in the NLCS. And Bernie Miklasz going to be with us at 11:45. Don't go anywhere. Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX right after this.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzz.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the whoops. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzz warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzz.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the whoops. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzz warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is a commercial for California Psychics, America's most trusted psychic network. So, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it. No, really, this is it. You won't see your soulmate's face in the clouds or your career path mapped out in your cappuccino phone. This really is it. We could add some dramatic sound effects if you'd like. So what you waiting for? Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
She learned the value of hard work and responsibility at her family's small business at an early age. Ann Wagner took those same hard-working Missouri values to Washington. She's made it her job to keep the radical left from harming your job. Today, in the midst of Joe Biden's out-of-control inflation, Ann Wagner protects us by working to lower costs for families. As a mother of three, she understands the work and has done it to keep your home and community safe. That's why Ann Wagner fought to secure our border and stop traffickers from smuggling fentanyl and illegal immigrants into our communities, and why she gave law enforcement the tools they need to defend us. And Ann Wagner took a stand against the defund the police radicals who will leave us in harm's way. She'll always back our brave law enforcement officers, putting conservative values to work for us. Ann Wagner for Congress. Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
A person makes the time for what they love.
And we make the space. 1-800 Got Junk makes the space.
We make the space for possibility.
The space for yoga.
The space for lifting weights.
The space for dancing.
The space for living your best life.
And what does a person need to do to make all this happen?
All you have to do is point.
We make space for possibility.
When you want to make junk disappear,
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
It says here that Gray Bar is a distributor.
Yeah, we support electrical and datacom projects all over the country.
So you can get me the products I need, where and when I need them?
Yeah, thanks to our national logistics network.
Any industry?
Yeah, construction, industrial plants, schools, hospitals.
So you could say Gray Bar is much more than a distributor.
Yeah, you could say that. When you need a hand powering, connecting, or maintaining your operations, join the thousands of professionals who rely on Gray Bar to help keep them up and running. Yep, Gray Bar does that.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-221-6319. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now. 800-221-6319.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-221-6319. Ask about senior and military discounts. Who gets stuck with a major car repair bill? Call Ox Car Care, 800-221-6319, or go to oxcarcare.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzz.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home project, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
You entrusted a nursing home with the care of a loved one, and you believed they'd be kept safe. But now you've learned the nursing home has violated that trust. You've discovered bed sores, broken bones, and infections. Your loved one did not receive the care they deserved. If your family member has been the victim of nursing home neglect or abuse, call Onder Law at 844-BED-SORE. Onder Law, making a difference one case at a time.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Will Smith swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Once again, from the Stephen Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
What a time to be alive. Sports happening everywhere here in the month of October. And let's go out to Los Angeles where they are revved up for tonight. I'm assured of that. As the Dodgers host the New York Mets in Game 6 of the NLCS, and watching it is our very own Cardinals broadcaster, Polo Ascencio. Good morning, Polo.
Buenos dias, Tom. Buenos dias. Good morning, everybody. And yeah, I mean, this is a feeling, and I don't mean not even on the field. This is something that I don't think you guys, or we have never felt in St. Louis. It's going to be about 80 degrees at 5 o'clock when first pitch comes on this game between the Dodgers and the Mets. So it's like summer in October here for the Dodgers and the Mets. Hey, and for the Mets, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Today is tomorrow for them. If they don't win today, their vacation starts tomorrow or perhaps tonight, and the Dodgers go on to face the New York Yankees. Congratulations to Luke Weaver and the New York Yankees because they are going to the World Series.
Yes, absolutely. Let's start with that, if you would. The Yankees toppling the Cleveland Guardians. What a terrific series it was. Whoever plays the Yankees, let's say if the Dodgers play the Yankees, would the Dodgers be favored in that series, do you think? Or do you think it's a toss-up? That Yankees team is what?
I think the Yankees will be the favorite for a little bit, not a lot, but they will be the favorite against the Dodgers. And against the Mets, I think even a little more. Why? Because the Yankees have better starting pitching. Their bullpen sometimes is a little suspect, but then again, like I just mentioned, Luke Weaver came out of nowhere to close games for the Yankees at the end of the season. And even though he had a few hiccups against the Guardians, he did the job, and yesterday was proof of it. So I feel the Yankees will have the edge against the Dodgers or the Mets. But as we know, baseball is so weird. The baseball is round and it comes in the square box. So we never know what we're going to get.
Oh, you're 100% about that. What has been, and before we get into the Dodgers, your impression of this Mets team? You just talked about them. Anything can happen. They could win this game today. They've got some fight in them, don't they? I mean, they came out roaring in Game 5 after getting trounced for a good portion of that series, Polo.
A lot of teams, and this is not something that we just say, right? I never played professional baseball, but this is not something that we say. A lot of teams could have said, you know what, this is it for us. Let them go on and go to the World Series. But the Mets didn't say that. The Mets showed something different on Game 5 against Jack Flaherty, who, in my opinion, Jack was not very mindful because he didn't change his game plan. I don't know if it was him, if it was Will Smith, if it was Mark Pryor, and what happened there. That the game plan for Jack was the same game plan he used on Game 1. In Game 1, he did fantastic here in LA, but then Game 5, his slider was not fighting. The hitters were a lot more patient against his pitches, and he couldn't fix that. He couldn't figure it out, or they couldn't figure it out because at the end, it's not just the pitcher, it's also the catcher. The pitchers were good. We're about the same as Game 1. The difference was the Mets. The Mets were ready. The Mets didn't want to go home. The Mets don't want to go home, especially in front of their fans on Game 5. And Game 6, to me, is going to be very, very interesting. But this Mets team, with a lot of, oh my God, right, the OMG with the Iglesias singing, and a lot of veteran presence with Lindor. And let's not forget that Pete Alonso could be playing his last, every game could be the last game of Pete Alonso at the Mets. So you're going to tell me that he's going to just sit down and let the Dodgers go on? No. He wants to get there. He wants to get there, especially, like I said, if this is his last season with the Mets, he wants to be a long off season and perhaps have a rematch against the New York Yankees in the World Series.
Every time it seems like I watch a Dodgers game, Tommy Edman's standing on first base. I mean, I know that's not the case, obviously, but he's back and he's out there. He's making things happen. He's getting on base. He's making things difficult. I think that it's a fun team, obviously, and I am happy for Tommy Edman, the former Cardinal, aren't you?
I think I had a chance to talk to him in LA for the first couple of games, and the guy is very, very happy. He's great that the Cardinals traded him to a winning team. He didn't want to leave St. Louis, but he understands the business, and he understands that he was going, at least for this season, to a better place, and he's showing it. A lot of things get lost in the shuffle, as you know, Tom, but the job that Tommy Edman is doing, the job that Kike Hernandez is doing, the guys that are not supposed to be the superstars for the Dodgers have lifted this team a couple of times during the season, and perhaps even before the postseason. So Tommy Edman is having a great time. Whatever they put him, he does great. And trust me, to nobody's surprise, everybody loves Tommy Edman in LA. The fans already chanting his name. I already saw a few Edman jerseys in the stands. As I said, he loves it. He lives nearby Glendale. So he's having a good time, and you can see that. You can tell that on the field because he's producing, as we know, the way we know he can produce. And I think he could be key tonight for the Dodgers. And if not tonight, then tomorrow we'll see what happens.
Tommy Edman hitting 409 in the NLCS. Yeah. Dodgers right now.
Yeah, somebody was saying, if the series would have ended on game 5, he could have been the NLCS. Bringing me memories of David Eckstein, the little guy in the middle of the field being the MVP for the Cardinals in the World Series. And why not? I mean, hopefully he has a good game tonight. Him and Tommy and the Dodgers win. And imagine the Tommy Edman for the LA Dodgers.
Meanwhile, Teoscar Hernandez is 0 for 18 in the NLCS, but like a volcano, you just wonder when he's going to erupt. And Freddie Freeman, it's painful to watch him walk around and run around on that sprained ankle, but you never know when he might erupt. And then there's Shohei Ohtani. It's just an amazing phenomenon to watch him play baseball. I just can't imagine what it's like to be around him on a daily basis, Polo.
It's crazy. Like, I talked to them in LA, and they're pretty tired of it. When the Dodgers visit St. Louis, they go for 3-4 days, and then they go home. So then we say, okay, yeah, everybody's gone now. But here in LA, everything had to change. The press box changed. The seating in the press box changed. The food, the way they serve the food in the press box changed. Why? Because there's so much media surrounding and following everywhere he goes. It's a good reason. He's an animal. He's the unicorn, they call him. And wherever he goes, everybody pays attention. I know this is the season. This is what we're looking at right now. But can you imagine next season when he starts pitching again? It's going to be even crazier. But he is focused. They are focused. Him and Mookie want to take this Dodgers team to the World Series. And let's go back. Imagine Dodgers, Yankees, Dodgers, World Series. That is, I think, what everybody wants. Like, everybody who's not a Mets fan wants Dodgers against Yankees. If you're a Mets fan, of course, you want your Mets against the Yankees. But I really, really hope the world gets their and we get the Dodgers against the Yankees. So why not? Ohtani, Mookie Betts, like you said, Freddie Freeman in one leg. On the other side, Giancarlo Stanton. A veteran that during the season he didn't do what he was supposed to. But Ohtani has been great against the Mets this series. What Giancarlo Stanton did against the Guardians, I don't know if we will ever see that again. I mean, it seemed like you just said, Tommy Edman, every time we turned on the TV, he was on first base or he was doing something incredible for the Dodgers. Well, every time Giancarlo Stanton came to bat, it seemed like every time he hit a big home run for the game.
I'm certain a Subway Series would be fun, but Mets, as good as they are, Dodgers-Yankees would be unbelievable for the game, and to spread the sport to the casual fan for at least a week to get it at the top of the headlines would be unbelievable. Polo Ascencio, you're always at the top of our headlines, man. It's great to hear your voice and to hear you breaking down some baseball. I can't wait till we get back together again.
Hey, it will be fun when Cardinal baseball gets back on the air. But for now, let's enjoy it. We have another 10 days or so of baseball to enjoy it. Whatever it is, if it's the Dodgers, if it's the Mets against the Yankees, let's enjoy it. And hopefully we have another chance to talk about it. And thank you as always.
Appreciate you. Have a great time. Polo Ascencio, Cardinals broadcaster, covering things at Dodger Stadium. When we come back, Bernie Miklasz joins us live on KMOX.
In Missouri, farming isn't just a profession, it's a purpose. You can feel it in our 27 million acres of farmland. You can see it in the nearly 41,000 square feet of work in agriculture. You can hear it at our farmers market. You can count it in the $93.7 billion in our state. And taste it at your family's dinner table. A lot of farmers in our state rely on Bayer's tools and inventions, because Bayer has a purpose too, to help farmers thrive. Learn more at go.bayer.com/purpose. Paid for by Bayer.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service, Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, Call now, 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Kansas City! And we get to Kansas City for the game? No problem. Experience every Kansas City Chiefs game, like you're in the front row at Valley Sports Live in Walmart Village. Join fellow Chiefs fans on game day and feel the roar of the crowd right here in St. Louis for the Chiefs. Sports parties presented by Jim Beam. Don't miss a moment of the action. Head to KMOX.com/events to reserve your table now and cheer the Chiefs to victory.
Hey contractors, it's Andrea and Scott at Best Buy Flooring. If you haven't been shopping with us, you owe it to your customers and yourself to check out Best Buy Flooring. We can meet all flooring needs at the lowest prices in town. Check out our huge selection of carpet tiles, luxury vinyl plank, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, ceramic hardwood, and laminate.
Come see us at our 3 convenient locations, North County, South County, and O'Fallon, Illinois. Open 7 days a week, including at South County. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
Definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because we're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gives you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CHEAP to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHEAP for 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CHEAP for 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code CHEAP.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Enter now at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is presented by Salika Heating and Cooling.
Yes, it is, and yes, he is. Bernie Miklasz is with us live on KMOX. Good morning, my dear friend. How are you?
I'm doing just great, Tom Ackerman, on this pleasant Sunday morning.
I am floating right now. I was told that College Game Day is coming to Bloomington. It has been announced. I'm heading there on Saturday. I don't know what to do with myself. My team's 7-0. Please help me.
You know, I texted you kind of late last night because I was going through that Indiana game. You know, and I thought maybe Nebraska would give them a fight. They did. I mean, Indiana's incredible. I mean, there's no way that anybody in a sound mind would have put them even in the division of a playoff spot. But they're in the middle of everything. I mean, it's like anything goes. And what this new coach of theirs is phenomenal. I mean, what a job he's doing.
It's incredible. Curt Cignetti, he's no nonsense, no BS. You know, he comes from the Nick Saban tree. In fact, his father coached Nick Saban at West Virginia, and then he ended up on Saban's staff at Alabama, and he sugarcoats nothing. I love it, obviously. They're 7-0. Now their quarterback, Curtis Rourke's out for the game with a thumb injury, so they're going to go with Taven Jackson, who played in the second half. And you know what? The party will go on. The defense and the rest of the team, the offensive line, the receivers, the back, they'll all have to play. So you never know. This college football season is nuts. I mean, it's awesome.
It really is. And that scene yesterday in Thoreau Field, the whole Brady adventure, one of the great Mizzou stories ever in terms of like a single game. And I was thinking about that comeback and how improbable it was. And you know me, Mr. Numbers, I'll only give you one. when Mizzou had cut it to 17-6 before Brady came back, Auburn's win probability at that moment, it was 17-6. At that moment, they had a win probability of 94%. And so guy comes out of the hospital, he comes out of the treating room, they're doing everything to get him ready, nothing's working. I think he probably got some pain reliever. And let's just say it's not the kind you find in one of those little bottles in the drugstore. It was just like, whoa. He was supposed to be out for the rest of the game. What's he doing? And he saved homecoming, and he also, Brady Cook, a proud St. Louis. He not only saved homecoming, he probably saved their season. By that, I mean, if they lose a game, look, no one's talking about Mizzou even having a chance to get a playoff spot. At least he's keeping that dream alive. So he saved the dream. He saved the season. And, he made Eli Drinkwitz, his own coach, cry in the post game. I'm thinking Hugh Freeze, the Auburn coach, was probably crying more after his team stunningly went down to Brady Cook, who came speeding through that tunnel to save the day. Just awesome stuff. This is why we love sports.
It's incredible stuff. Auburn was desperate, and they get a loss, and then Michigan goes to Champaign. They're obviously desperate. They had to win. Michigan had to win the game, and they get smacked by Illinois. Illinois is legit.
Yeah, and the thing I loved about what Illinois did, well, first of all, there's two things, and there could be 20 things, but first of all, Luke Altmaier is an excellent quarterback, and it's like each week you see him play it, and he looks like he's just got more swag, more confidence. He just feels like he can't be beat. He's making plays all over it. I mean, they have a heck of a quarterback there. The one thing that concerned me from the Illini standpoint is that Michigan does not have a passing game, but they have one of the most brutally tough running attacks in college football. And I really thought Illinois might have a hard time stopping them on the ground, but they didn't. They did a great job stopping the run. So it was just a great win for Coach Whelan and his team, the program, and it looks like Illini fans are like going gaga over the Illini as they should. And it makes me happy because I like to see Illinois win as well as Mizzou. I pay attention to Illinois. I have to, or we'll lead to get mad at it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, same. I mean, I feel that way always about Illinois, except when they play Indiana. But I do. I feel the same way. Well, now they're going to have to visit Oregon. We get it. I mean, Oregon's great. They're going to be number one when the polls come out here in about an hour. I would anticipate that Georgia is going to jump Penn State and Ohio State, who are both idle, and become number two. Texas exposes itself and is now kind of lingering in there, but they'll be okay. I just don't know. This college football playoffs going to sort things out. It's fascinating to see who the top teams are. I feel like this 12-team playoffs made for like Penn State. That they will probably make it, even though they won't be considered one of the big giants.
And there's still so many. I haven't gone through the numbers, but there's still a lot of teams that are at least in theory in the hunt for one of those 12 spots. I mean, I know going into yesterday, I think it might have been Kirk Herbstreit was saying there's like 30 teams going into yesterday that you could speak about as like, hey, you can't rule them out. They still got a shot. It might be small, but they still got a shot. So I think it's been working out great, and I think it's really increased drama. People thought it might detract from the usual drama in terms of conference play and everything else. I don't see it that way. And all I do is watch college football all day on Saturday. So, and I can't get enough of it. It's just great action all day long.
I agree. It's my one full day off, and God bless Angie who lets me sit there and watch games and just take it in. And it's a great day. And then you just flip the channel, you're like, oh yeah, there's baseball going on. The Yankees. Yeah, the Yankees knock off the Guardians, and tonight you got Dodgers. That's crazy. I just love this thing.
I don't want to take anything away from the Yankees and just say, well, what do you expect? Big money. Of course they're going to beat Cleveland, because there's times where the Yankees haven't beat smaller payroll teams. A lot of times, actually. But then you have to acknowledge the obvious. In that series, Soto, Judge, and Stanton had 9 home runs and 19 RBIs, and they scored 14. They drove in 19 of the 25 runs that the Yankees scored in the series. And if you add their 3 salaries together for this year, $103 million, Judge and Soto, 103 million. Cleveland's entire 26-man payroll is 88 million. So, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, sometimes, yeah, it really helps to be able to be very, very, very wealthy and pretty much spend whatever you want. Yeah, it does help you at times.
It absolutely does. The Dodgers, do you think they get it done?
I think so. I picked the Mets to win, and again, they showed some of that underdog fight after they got in a hole in this series. I'm not going to rule them out, which is a cop-out answer, but I think the Dodgers will find one way to win one game. I do. But nothing would surprise me because it's postseason baseball, and it tends to get bananas. Everyone goes bananas. You never know.
And then once this season is complete, we'll start getting news from the Cardinals. I'm certain it's going to be an interesting offseason. We're going to talk about that and more tomorrow at noon, a live stream that our producer here, Drew Young, will be manning on all of our social media channels, the KMOX YouTube page as well. It'll be Bernie Miklasz, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler joining me, a four-man team. We're going to cover it all, Bernie.
I can't wait, and I'm glad you're healthy and feeling better. And so you're back in the game. You're in the starting lineup tomorrow. I'm happy about that.
I'm back. I kept working through bronchitis. I worked a little remotely, a little bit in studio, but I'm back. I'm feeling strong, so I'm good to go, man. I can't wait.
You got the band back together.
Let's go. Let's go.
Look forward to it.
Appreciate you, man. Bernie Miklasz. Follow him on YouTube. His YouTube page is incredible, and the videos that he puts out. Take care. I'll talk to you real soon.
All right, Tom. Thanks, buddy.
Bernie Miklasz. Man, is it good to have him on our team. Folks, that's our show. Enjoy the Chiefs and the 49ers on KMOX later today at 3:25.
I don't know how to ask
They know what sounds are funny.
or what smells are funky.
That's right. No one knows their furnace like they do. So go ahead, ask.
Okay, is your furnace funky?
If it is, then make that one call.
And Jerry Kelly will be there the very next day.
Call anytime, 8 to 8, 8 days a week.
And Jerry Kelly will fix your furnace or install a new one the very next day.
JerryKelly.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Seidman Cancer Center Spotlight, the director of Seidman Cancer Center, Dr. Tim Everline.
When they have a comprehensive cancer center, and of course, Seidman is the only comprehensive cancer center and only NCI designated center in the entire state of Missouri, and in fact, in this region.
Special thanks to Seidman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to seidman.wustl.edu.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. This could be your final opportunity to secure the care